Hello and welcome to another episode of the Eunice Ajim Show. I am your host, Eunice Ajim, and we are pushing on this series of investing in African tech startups. So, this question is, how do you make sure, as an investor, whether you're an angel investor or a VC, how do we make sure we don't miss out on the best deals? One of the examples that we're thinking about right now is, for example, Airbnb. When Airbnb was pitching investors, nobody understood the idea. Many people rejected them. And I even watched a video of him on LinkedIn, probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago, where he was saying that he was begging investors. Like, there was one investor that he literally reached out and was asking to raise $100,000 at a $1.5 million valuation. And the investor said that it wasn't the right opportunity for them, or maybe they were too early, or like one of the bullshit excuses that investors use on a regular basis. And now they're, multi-billion-dollar company. I'm going to do this in the African context, right? And the way I view opportunities, keeping in mind that these are my opinions and this is the way I make decisions when I want to invest. The first thing that I have to say is that it is inevitable. Like, I am going to miss on some awesome deals. I was just telling another investor last night that, man, I had the opportunity to invest in Chowdeck at the pre-seed round, and I didn't get in the deal, and now I'm like, they're doing so well, but it happens, right? Like, I would not invest. There's some deals that you miss and some deals that you hit. You just have to keep moving forward, because guess what? There's so many opportunities out there, and not every investment is a good opportunity for the investor. A lot of the times, before I even make an investment decision, I'm like, after I look past all the other things, right? Like, after I look past the founder, the product, the traction, the market, and all the likes, the next thing that I ask myself is, can I provide value to this founder? Do I fully understand the problem that they're solving? Do I fully understand the solution that they're offering? And can I help them find the next investors? Can I help them find the next partner? Can I help them find the next talent? Can I help them find the next client? Whatever that might be, right? And if I don't have a clear understanding of like how I can help you get to that next level, I'll typically like say no. Not because you're not an amazing company, just because I don't know how I can provide value to you. In the African context, and in my personal opinion, the way I review companies to make sure that for the most part, I'm not missing on opportunities. I've mentioned this in previous videos, is that I look for opportunities that have been proven before. I don't invest in things that I don't know. I personally think that, like a formula has been put out there. Obviously, there are a lot of nuances. You have to understand the African market. You have to be able to like make sure that the market and the timing is right for that company to be successful. But for me, I think investing in Africa is actually way less risky, because you're not investing in a new Airbnb or like in some random company in the US where you're like, I have no idea if this is ever going to be successful. Typically, we look at investment that have been successful in the US maybe like 30 years ago, that have been successful in other emerging markets, maybe have been successful in Europe, and has the likely and highest probability of being successful in the African market today. I would just be honest. Like, for example, like the reason why I was a bit hesitant about Chowdeck, just because there's a lot of competition. I mean, Uber was like settling in, and it was just a matter of time before they said, oh, maybe we should add Uber Eat. Or I think there were like a few other that was already dominating the market. They did a really good job at promoting and really pushing out there. But like, when there's also a lot of competition in that particular area, it makes it challenging for you to like know if that will be successful. When you have a good understanding, right? Like, obviously, like, there's no way every investor is going to be capable of like grabbing every good deals out there. There are definitely deals that you're going to miss, and it's okay. But then like another thing that people tend to like forget is like, okay, after you have invested, how do you work with the founder? And I even mentioned it earlier. I said I will not invest if I don't know how to offer you value. At the end of the day, a lot of founders need a few things. They have, and that's the reason why we have advisors. That's the reason why we have board of directors. That's the reason why we have mentors in general. And I think for me, I like to break it down into a few categories. I think every single founder need fundraising help. They need finding talent, because if you can find talent, then you can pretty much categorize that into like finding the tech talent, finding the marketing talent, finding the sales talent, finding the product talent. And founders need mindset, like mindset development. And this is like one thing that is like personal to me, because I think a lot of the times, like, we always speak about fundraising and like how to grow the company, how to have a successful company. But one thing that we tend to overlook is the fact that we're all human beings. We all have emotional intelligence. When you leave your company, that is super stressful. You have to go back home to a family. You have to have your life. I'm all about working hard and also playing hard. Like, even though like I've been in Lagos for the last couple of days, I mean, I was working Monday through Friday, but I was at the club Saturday. All right. So I was saying that one of the things that typically gets overlooked is founders' mindsets. It's a very challenging thing to like build a successful companies. It comes with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of battles. I always tell founders that at every stage of your founder cycle, you are going to experience some sort of challenge. It might be bankruptcy, it might be somebody suing you, it might be an employee just getting mad, it might be co-founders break up, like a customer coming for you, your product breaking down. Like, things are going to happen, and you have to be able to balance your life and your company, and things can just get challenging. So one of the things that I always tell a lot of my portfolio companies, like, hey, like I've been a founder myself. Like, I know the challenges of building a successful company. And if you ever need to just like get on the phone call and have a conversation with somebody that understands your pain and understand what you're going through, always feel free to give me a call. Yes, I can help you with fundraising. Yes, I can help you with your product or your marketing or all of the other likes. But one thing that you can always count on me for is like just to get on the phone and empathize with the fact that things are not always as easy as they are. So that is definitely one thing that nobody speaks about, but I think it's so important when you're building a company. And you can speak to your husband or your wife or your parents, but like if they're not going through, like if they don't fully understand like the ups and downs of like entrepreneurship, sometimes they might not honestly know how to like advise you or like mentor you or point you to the right direction. And just having somebody that has that experience, that has sat on both sides of the tables. I've been an investor, but I've been a founder, and I'm an investor now. So I understand like the challenges that founders have when they're trying to approach investors, but I also like sometimes to like take a step back and where my founders had. So yeah, I hope that you've actually found this podcast episode useful, and that you keep shining and you keep moving towards that best version of that African dream. Have a blessed day.